Good evening, Farmington Hills. Welcome to our regularly scheduled Farmington Hills City Council meeting for July 10th, 2023. We will begin, as we always do, with the regular session meeting and the call to order and the Pledge of Allegiance. Would you all join me in the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next item is the roll call.
Mayor Barnett.
Here.
Council members Bolaware.
Here.
Bridges.
Here.
Bruce.
Here.
Knoll. Here. Massey.
Here.
And Newland.
Here.
Thank you.
Is there any additions or deletions to the agenda, or is there a motion to approve the agenda? Dr. Massey?
Madam Mayor, I would move approval of the agenda as published.
I'll second.
It's been moved by Dr. Massey, seconded by Councilmember Newland. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The agenda is approved 7-0. Next is correspondence. Does anybody have any correspondence that they would like to report? Okay, I did receive several emails and phone calls from people who loved the 50th celebration, loved the fireworks, and most importantly requested that we do a 51 celebration with fireworks. And a 52 with fireworks. It turned out to be very well, so I did receive those. Next item is consent agenda. All items on the consent agenda will be considered routine, administrative, or non-controversial by the City Council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member or citizen so requests, in which event the items may be removed from the consent agenda for consideration. I will now turn to Mayor Pro Tem Bruce for a reading of the consent agenda.
Consent agenda item number 2, recommended adoption of a resolution approving an amendment to the American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA, local agreement with Oakland County, CMR 72386. Number 3, recommended approval of a request for employment under section 10.01A of the city charter for an aquatics attendant. Number 4, recommended approval of a request for employment under section 10.01A of the city charter for 2 Hawks Nest aides. And number 5, recommended approval of City Council regular session meeting minutes of June 26, 2023.
Okay, that is the consent agenda as read. Is there a motion? Mr. Bridges, yes.
Madam Mayor, I move that the council approve the consent agenda as read by the Mayor Pro Tem.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved by Mr. Bridges, seconded by Councilmember Knoll or Newland, the two N's. Oh, well, actually, one's a K. What? Okay.
Bolaware. We all did.
Okay, we all did. Any discussion? Seeing none, this is a roll call vote.
Council members Newland.
Yes.
Bolaware.
Yes.
Massey.
Yes.
Knoll. Yes. Bridges.
Yes.
Bruce.
Yes.
And Mayor Barnett.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next item is public questions and comments. If somebody would like to address us, please come forward and not exceed 5 minutes. I will hold my hand up when you get to 30 seconds left. And it needs to be on something that is not on the agenda. And since that's not a problem now, please go ahead. Hello, our school board member, Angie Smith. Welcome.
Well, hello and good evening. And I am here to actually thank each and every one of you. Usually, I love being on this side of the podium, not on this side. So I want to say, and I know you all get the same thing that I get on a regular basis, we get torn up. So it's my due diligence, not only as a school board member, but as your colleagues, to thank you for a wonderful, beautiful 50th anniversary. I would like to know what the budget will be to make sure we can do this again next year. And the fireworks say 51, but great job, well done. The turnout was beautiful, and especially since we've had COVID and our community have not been able to enjoy the things that we have done. Now, on another note, I'm switching hats from a community member to a board member. Each and every one of you, at one point or time, has worked and served in our schools. Not only have you worked in our schools and volunteered or sat on committees, because I've sat on one with Councilwoman Knowles in the past, and Councilman Massey and Mr. Bridges and several of you, you all have been very active in our schools. I miss the relationship that we have had as board members and city council and mayor. When our community sees our schools failing, that means that our community is failing and you are as well. I am inviting you, when our schools start back up, oh, I can't wait for that not to happen, but in September, I would love to see each and every one of you to come and volunteer at Farmington African American Parent Network, which is FAPN on Saturdays. Our students are suffering and struggling, as you've heard our great members of the community come out and tell you, help us. Our students are suffering with our literacy and our math programs. Come out and tutor. They would love, and our little ones would love to see you come in and read. Many of you do the reading anyway in our schools, but they would love to see, oh, I got a city councilwoman or a city council member. So I really would love to see you there, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of you on August 8th, if I'm not mistaken, 8th or 9th? 9th? I haven't been reading my board packet, it's summer. But at any event, thank you so much. I appreciate everything. Thank you for the fireworks. Thank you for a great evening, and thank you for all you do as our city council and as our mayor. You are greatly appreciated. You don't hear it often, so I'm here to tell you that thank you. Thank you for your service.
And thank you to our school board and to you for the hard work that you do without getting a lot of thanks either. You are molding minds and building a future, and we really appreciate everything you do.
Mayor, can I make a comment?
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to echo, thank you for your comments, School Member Smith, appreciate you. And just also want to plug and promote involvement in the Farmington program on Saturday. It's a wonderful experience. I've been there several times to tutor young kids regarding math. I can't get into the algebra, trigonometry, all those things, but I can do arithmetic equations, I can do addition, subtraction, I can do multiplication. It's a wonderful experience by getting involved and helping our children to succeed. And I would again encourage our entire community to participate in this effort, because when our schools win, we win as a community. So it's a great organization. Again, I would encourage our entire community to get involved in Saturdays at the Farmington High School, right? Yep.
10 to noon.
10 to noon, and it's an excellent program. And yep,
9 to.
yep.
Oh,
So,
that doesn't improve the time periods for me.
but yeah, when we get involved in our community and our schools, our entire community wins.
Right.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Hello, PG.
Hi. Good evening to the mayor, to council, to our attorney, to everybody in this room. You know, we've talked about school bus safety. We've talked about what to do whenever you hear a siren. But one thing we're not talking enough about is gun violence. On Monday, July 31st, from 5:30 to 8:30, in the city of Southfield at the Pavilion, there will be a town hall study session regarding gun violence. It is a collaboration between the Southfield Police Chief Elvin Barron, the Farmington Hills Police Chief Jeff King. We're going to have the Oak Park Public Safety Director Steve Cooper there, Raphael Washington, the Wayne County Sheriff, and also the Detroit Police Chief James White. The question we're going to ask the public is it possible to reduce gun violence? And if so, what is your solution and how do we accomplish it? Myself and others, we're sick and tired of all the prayer visuals. We're sick and tired about the thoughts of sympathy. We need action. We need policies. So we're asking the public to come to the city of Southfield, to the Pavilion Center located at 26,000 Evergreen Road, and tell us what you think we can do to reduce gun violence. Serbia, the United States, and Canada has more guns than anybody. But Serbia and Canada doesn't have the NRA. We have the NRA. So are we concerned about the propaganda that says they're trying to take away your guns? No, we're trying to say that gun legislation needs to be smarter. It needs to work for everyone, but more importantly, it needs to help our kids. You know, we're asking our kids, get on the bus right, have great behavior, study, think about going to college, dress for success, but they have to be in their places to get their education and be safe. And how many more kids and people at the mall and people at church, at the synagogue, driving down the street do we have to lose for people to be concerned about these guns? So I'm asking all of you as council to come and support this event. The public needs to be heard. And I'm hoping that you guys show up. I'm the coordinator for this event. We're about to drop the flyer to do the press releases. We've already got the media involved in terms of knowing that this event is going to take place. And I'm just hoping that you're there. And I've even invited schools with kids. We always say, out of the heart, the babes speak. We want kids there so these kids can tell you how unsafe they feel at school and what they want from us, the adults. We have got to do something about it. After 2 mass shootings, Serbia came up with gun legislation, and in one day they collected over 200,000 guns. So far in the United States, we've had over 300 mass shootings. When is it going to stop? We've got Moms Demand Action that's going to be there. We've got sponsors for this event, Captain Jay's, Shields Pizza, Sam's Club, Meijer, Kroger. These are entities within our community that sometimes experience the same thing that we experience. Everybody is affected by gun violence. We have got to stop. We have got to stand for our community and our kids and get the guns out of these people's hands. So if you got a solution, bring it to the table. It's a study session, so it's not going to be everybody talking for 3 hours. You're going to hear some talk, but we want the people at the table throwing out those solutions and giving us the why. Law enforcement is going to let us know, is it doable by law to do what we suggest? So thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Some of us are working with our legislator to talk about the pros and cons of what we can and what we cannot do. And I don't think there's a person up here that isn't disturbed by the amount of gun violence and domestic violence that's occurring in our communities. So thank you for your comments. Next item on the agenda, anybody else from the public? Okay, seeing no one, I'll move on to council member comments and announcements.
I'm sorry, can I just interrupt you right quick? Do you want to announce your church in the city of Farmington Hills? Oh, I'm sorry, Mayor. He's here, he didn't know about the procedure, so he wanted to introduce his church in Farmington Hills. I apologize for
Oh, okay.
your flow. I just wanted to make sure you get an opportunity there. You told me you were here for that, so I wanted to go
I
ahead.
appreciate that. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening, and thank you. I'm Pastor Dr. Stephen Jones. We just started a church almost 5 years ago. It's on 13 Mile near Farmington Road. It's Testimony Christian Center Church. And we're located near the Antioch Lutheran Church, which recently closed. So we're in the office building across the parking lot. And so I come here just to learn more about the city and also see how you do things and what's on your mind, what's on your heart. Because I totally believe in serving the community. Just yesterday, we had a scholarship Sunday where we gave all of the students, the grandparents or the grandchildren and the children of the members, we gave them $10 for every A $5 for every B. And so we're trying to encourage education. We're trying to encourage them to think about college, to think about improving their lives. And just like you said, not getting involved in gun violence and not getting involved into illegal activity, but trying to be a benefit, a positive force in the community. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much. Welcome to the community. No, sorry at all. Welcome to the community. Thank you. We wish you all the success and feel free to call on us.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Next item on the agenda is council member comments and updates and announcements.
Well,
Yes.
yes. I guess, not guess, I am. I'd like to thank, the city staff for putting on such a fantastic 50th celebration that was filled with just so many people that looked like our city, and we're sitting out there having a great time and all the various activities for kids, the food trucks, the hot dogs and potato chips, a band, just everything was first rate. But the most exciting, exhilarating part of fireworks or the celebration were the fireworks. They were fantastic. I've had people call and ask, are you going to do it again? And I'm saying, certainly we're going to do it again. So if we can, find a way, those are the type of events that bridge and bring us together as a community, and it was just great. It was just fantastic. And, listening to, I did receive the flyer, Pam, about the gun violence forum that will be happening on Monday, July 31st. The city manager did give all of us a copy of that flyer, and I will be out there to support our chief and to listen and learn. And listening to trustee Angie Smith, Michael has been telling me for some time now that I need to come out on Saturdays because it's just a great group of kids that come out, all kinds of kids, just not Black kids, but community kids come out, those who need help in different subjects. And I might have a couple of areas in which I might be beneficial. So I am going to come out this September and participate somewhat. So thank you for coming up and saying that. And just once again, thank you, Gary, for all of it was a first-rate experience. It was just great. The weather was great. The clouds, clouds were in abeyance. The sun was shining. Everyone was happy. I don't think there was any incidents. The chief was giving people rides, I believe, and the scooter around the park. It was just fantastic. And I know we don't often get a lot of accolades for what we do right, but that is one that we should all just take a stand and bow for how well that went off.
Well, it was fun.
It's great.
Anyone else?
Well, of course, I go up on chit chat with everybody. And I encountered many individuals, groups that were not even from the city that just was drawn to come here. And I think, again, we support the community. The community is the world and everyone are surrounding us. So if they go home and tell someone in their community, be it Livonia or Novi or West Bloomfield, what we do here, that's a good thing. But no critiques on my household movements. That's the only thing, no one can tell me that, so. My household movements, yes.
Oh, I could have taught you, Mary.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, and that brings us to the city manager update.
Well, I just wanted to say thank you to City Council for recognizing all of the effort that our staff put in over the last several months in planning this event. It doesn't, when you make it look easy, we did a good job. And we really appreciate the accolades from City Council and from the residents. We had a tremendous amount of positive feedback, both personally and on social media, so we were really pleased with that. And we did a lot of preparation. I can't share everything that we did, obviously for public safety reasons, but it was really, really a great team effort across all the departments, and not just our department, not just our city staff, but across jurisdictions as well. State police were there. We had some folks there from the county sheriff's office as well. So really appreciate everybody's help and certainly council and our public residents' recognition of having just a fantastic event. So thank you.
Okay, that
Mayor
brings it.
Barnett, may I
Yes.
ask, recently I've had an opportunity, I haven't received any correspondence or telephone calls, but I have been speaking to a lot of individuals who live in, I think it's Kindlewood. And one of the concerns that I'm hearing about that is Farmington Road. They're saying that they don't think there's enough signage inside the subdivision to let people know that that road is closed going south, I guess, off of, I don't know what street that is.
Between 12 and 13.
Yeah, but there's a little side street with a light that people get hung up and they can't, pardon me? Is that the street? And that they feel that there are too many closures all at one time. You know, you can get out of the subdivision, but just trying to navigate which road is open and which road is closed. I know that construction is always problematic because it is just difficult. But if perhaps we can put some additional signage, or I don't know if that's possible, or I know I see signage when I'm there, but I guess when you're in the subdivision itself, that's where the confusion comes and shutting so many roads down at the same time that it's hard to navigate out of that subdivision.
I appreciate the comment. We're certainly happy to review that traffic control
Okay.
plan. I think we do have a regular listserv for the residents out there too that are involved in those construction sites. So we can certainly take a look and see if we're missing anything and improve upon what we're already doing if there are missing pieces out there.
Yeah.
So thank you.
I think a lot of, I know maybe several people are not on that listserv. I've heard one person that they went in there and they couldn't find anything on the site, but I saw it. So maybe they're having a difficult time trying to navigate that. I'm not certain. But those are just anecdotal remarks that I'm hearing from people that I'm speaking to.
Okay.
And I tell them they're watching tonight, that I'm going to bring that up and that we're going to look into it to see if we're doing the best that we can, if we can do something different, and how can we best serve those residents who live in that area.
Certainly.
Because we know that construction is difficult.
Certainly, and if anybody has any questions about how to sign up for the listserv, they can certainly call the city manager's office at 248-871-2500, and we'll steer them in the right direction.
Thank you so much.
Anyone else? Okay, and that now brings us to the attorney's report. Any questions?
No question, Mayor.
Okay, that brings us to adjournment.
Move to adjourn, Mayor.
It's been moved by Mr. Bridges to adjourn. Is there a second?
Support.
It's been seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Bruce. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Good night, Farmington Hills. Enjoy the next few weeks. We will be back in 2 weeks on Monday night, the 24th. Bye.
Where's the pig?